UK ministers have rejected French calls for support for the Eurostar after Paris begged their British counterparts to help bail out the international train operator. Eurostar carried 11 million passengers and announced plans to expand its services with the introduction of direct trains to Amsterdam in 2019. However, it has since been forced to axe 95% of its services due to the COVID-19 pandemic last year and now runs just 2 services a day from London to Paris and Brussels. Tighter measures on travel introduced by Belgium and French authorities are expected to squeeze passenger numbers further, with only EU citizens and permanent residents being allowed to travel from the UK side. Transport Secretary Grant Shapps, however, said Eurostar wasn't the UK's company to bail out after calls by French authorities to help with funding. He told the House of Commons Transport Select Committee, "It's not primarily for us to do that because we don't own the thing. The physical nature of the tunnel wouldn't disappear, or the infrastructure. So there are well-established routes for these things, and I can only repeat, it's not our company to rescue." The UK government sold its 40% stake in the cross-channel train operator Eurostar to an Anglo-Canadian consortium for £757.1 million in 2015. Eurostar is also 55% owned by the French state rail firm SNCF, while the Belgian government has a 5% stake. Mr. Shapps pointed out, "You've got 55% ownership by the French state, so it's not just any old shareholder. It's a state-backed shareholder. We will look to be as helpful as possible." Mr. Shapps concluded, "The solution will be found. I don't think there's any world in which we cease to have that connection up and running in the future when indeed we're all able to travel again." Eurostar chiefs had called for COVID-19 support similar to that given to airlines. The funding consists of tax relief of up to £8 million of business rates at each major airport in England. Jean-Baptiste Djebbari, France's junior transport minister, told the Assemblée Nationale Committee he had also asked the UK on mechanisms for aid, proportional to everyone's involvement in Eurostar, to keep the business going. But he made clear the level of support given to Eurostar by France will be based on our involvement. French ministers believe Eurostar may not survive into the summer, with officials claiming the next 12-16 weeks would be crucial. Whitehall sources told productive discussions with French counterparts were continuing to find a solution. One told this publication, "We certainly don't want to see the iconic Eurostar collapse. We are working on a solution." At the same time, Channel Tunnel owner Jetlink suffered nearly a 50% drop in freight traffic in January after the UK left the EU. The company's monthly figures reveal a total of 131,746 trucks passed through the tunnel in December. In January, the figure fell to just 82,484 people after new Brexit red tape was introduced for exporters and importers to the EU. The company, which is owned by private French shareholders, said numbers had suffered significantly due to businesses struggling to understand new complex export rules. A spokesperson said the issue of bureaucracy will continue to hamper demand from hauliers. They added, "We need to see an improvement in the readiness of traders. Preparing traders is the government's talk to set up the paperwork systems of importers and exporters so that their goods can be exported transparently. Unless they are full, trucks are not allowed to enter Kent."